Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, well, we've just in the last episode captured China, finally, after all this time. Now, the German Reich has taken everything up to the Russian border, down to France. That's been split in two, so basically they haven't got all the resources, but they've got Vichy France as basically a puppet of Germany, which is pretty nice for Germany. Us, on the other hand, we've got the British Raj to do next, and the island, or continent of Australia. So, some interesting situations. We've been having battles down here. You can see this, the destroyers, all the units coming in, battleships protected a number of units. We lost, but I think that's purely on the tonnage of what we did. But we took down some serious things on their side as well. Now, you can see up here, we have, you can see our group, which is this small group, which is set up of a light cruiser with submarines. And you're thinking, that doesn't work. How does that work? Well, they're raiding, but one of the issues with subs is they can't really defend themselves against destroyers, which can find them. So, what I do, the light cruiser goes in and protects against the destroyers if they're found, and then the subs can come in and assist the light cruiser against heavier targets. So there's a great symbiosis between these sorts of units. And I've got another unit, another setup, which has got a heavy cruiser, a couple of light cruisers, and more subs. And that just oh, let me just pause this. I need a quick drink. Okay, sorry. So that's that done. Yes. So yes, another unit which is able to deal with heavier targets. So one of the next targets we need to do is Australia and work our way through the islands before America fully comes into the war and set up defensive systems of guys on the islands. Now you can see I've got a nice defensive structure with these 30 units through the islands. We've also got additional armies at the front. These guys are moving into position as we speak to hold the border. And what I'm doing is I've set up a Raj border force. So that's these two forces. And then this second force, which I've just split off as a Himalayas holding force, which is going right the way along the border, 35 units right the way along. And we've got a minimal plan for just pushing into the Raj a tiny bit. This whole area is a distraction. We're not actually going to attack. These guys are just going to sit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the symbol. Come on, look for the tower. Where is the tower? There we go. Similarly with this. There we go. So those two units are going to be on defense. Now, we have 93 units, 93, which I've just split off to be able to control all of this zone. We need the best part of 100 units to go through the islands, control it, and put down suppression and guard the ports. So that's what those are doing. So let's check on the numbers we actually need. 82. But I presume we're going to be taking additional areas. So I've added an extra 11 units to it. So we need 82, but I've programmed in 93 at the moment, and I'll probably up it to a round number of 100 as time goes by. So that's a nice look at that side of things. Then we have this assault force, which is down here. I needed some people to go in. What they've got at the moment aren't very good troops. We're just going to hold this section at the moment. Maybe push in a little bit, move troops in, and just have this as a... We're not going to push in because then we can pull our troops out. This is essentially a distraction force down in the toe. If we can push in and capture any, but as you can see, these troops are really, really light, but they're all I had available at the time. So that's an issue. Here, these forces are not very good forces, but they're going through at the moment, just capturing the ports down in these islands. So they're going through the British and French colonies, taking these and hopping through. Then the foreign suppression force goes in with these stronger units at the front, which are holding the islands against American invasion or British reinvasion. That's what these are. So these I've got the difference between the island defence, which are a stronger defensive force with better troops that that need more resources, but then the rear echelon, which are the just the foreign suppression units, which are coming into other islands and just holding the ports and putting down the rebellions. So that's an issue with that. So this force essentially will just move at the very front key areas where we're likely to get invaded. So you can see down here, even on our home island, back down here, over through to towards Guam, which is in that area. So you can see these islands, they have island defense, but these are places that are likely to be attacked. So that's that side of it. These units, oh yes, they're along the border. We have these 3 units which have just been created. Now what I'm now going to do is we want to have, let's click those down. So frontline attack, put these into the whole new section. This is going to be Raj attack force. Attack forces, Raj attack forces, and put them on main priority as they're going to be having full equipment. The Raj border we'll put on normal just in case they attack us. Island theatres, these 2 units we want to have pretty strong. The British-French regions, that's quite strong, and the foreign suppression, that's minimal. So 93 units with minimal equipment going through to them. And so the best units, the best equipment goes through to the units which are in the border, the island theatre, and the Raj attack. So 47 units it's a huge army. Too much to get into one single port. So I'm going to move into positions, start getting some. Sadly, these have only just been made. I'll put them out, push them out quickly. Haven't got full experience, but they'll be able to land somewhere. We only have 10 points of offence that we can use to attack, and I'm going to send them through to the island down here to be able to start pushing in, capturing points that we need. So actually, I'm going to get these guys through. Yes, we need to move them to a port that's head to them at the moment. Where are they going? Yes, they're coming in. I was moving them in to start off. So let's set up a front to be able to assist. I'm building additional ports here, but then from here, one, they're going to hold. They could help us to assault, and then I can move these not so good units out, and they will probably be going into the foreign suppression force to just hold areas, hold ports. They're not very good troops. They don't use a lot of supplies, and it also means that having this force nearby, they can push into areas where the supply is limited, and that's another reason for having low units. And then you get this standard template with just the units, and then you can put logistics in to allow them to get in even further into territory that is a bit tricky. Now, this force I'm going to split into 2. Split into 2 to start off with. Half of them into there. And so we've got a 23 and 24 unit, but to be able to assault, we're going to need smaller units. So, split it again. And again. Now we're getting to manageable unit sizes to be able to send these guys in and to assault set areas. So each of these, let's split him so we can see what we've got. So we can get a number of different assault areas planned. That'll help. So these 3 units can allow us... So we're going to move these guys all into an area with high supply. So moving them down into Singapore, ready to take advantage. In fact, let's get those guys to that port, these guys through to the port up here, these guys through to here, so we can set up different invasion forces, different assault forces from different ports along the coast. And then this unit we can split again. And then we can move these guys as follow-up forces. From the major port. So once we've got these smaller areas with their 3-point landings, we can then, let's split him into 2 3-points. So the guys with the 3-point assaults, we can land basically those 3 units in at different points along the coast, and then as soon as we've got the bridgehead, we can land and take in a port. We can just send these larger units straight in to be able to start pushing. So we'll cause a problem, distract their forces while we've got other landings planned, and then assault different areas while they're sending their troops down to deal with the one. And then any forces they move away from the border here will allow us to push in, so we'll catch them in between the 2 forces for minimal effect. So, you know, for minimal recourse, minimal damage to our own troops. Now, let's have a look at the overall war score. We have taken out 1.4... let's have a look. Well, we had taken out about 1.5 million in the other battle for 10% of that, so for 156,000. So, you know, 10 to 1 ratio against the Chinese was pretty good. So this is where we are at the moment. So, yeah, I wanted to explain what was happening, and at the same time pushing these forces through from the islands we're taking. So he's just captured that. Then let's set up the assaults on the next islands. So there are always plans afoot for areas to go to. Oh no. Let's leave him there. He's just working through. That's not one of our assault forces, whereas he is. And we can get him. Let's send him through. Closest point. Let's get him to there. No. That's on defense. I just want to find a good port. Just you. That's it. Just you. And send him. That'll work. We can start getting the attacks into Australia, so we can use this force, the foreign force, these guys down here, to attack into Australia and into the British Raj. I know it's splitting the forces, but the sooner we knock Australia out and New Zealand out, the better. And the British Raj, so we can do a 3 or 4 pronged attack because we have so many units. Because the sooner we can do it, the sooner we secure it, and the sooner we stop them having the ports which are going to cause us problems. So we look for the rest of these units. Let's see. So he's going into that. These guys should be able to assault now. So let's make sure those 2, that one is allocated there. So we need more convoys. So it's the convoys at the moment is the issue. And one of the things we're waiting for... Let's have a look in the naval side. This is this is what we need. So that's something we can start doing immediately. That's something I need to get onto. So the next time we can... actually, it's so important. I'm going to do that now. We'll get that underway. It's so vital. So, and then that'll allow us to do huge invasions, land many more troops. Rather than having to do 3 units at a time, we can go in for a proper invasion. So that's a big thing right now. 1940, get that tech and allow these hundreds of forces to just spread wherever we want to, taking their ports, denying them resources, and using that to dominate the world. Sound good? Sound good. So back to these guys organising from the coasts. Now he's moving down to this, so we'll set up from here a naval invasion of... We'll do this first port up here. Distract them, so that should distract them enough to start drawing forces from here and possibly pulling some of the forces up from this direction. So that's invasion 1. Now let's see who we have available. Let's get him into that at the moment. Next force, they're coming down. Let's check the port. So from here... Oops. Come on. Next force. That's it. In from there, around somewhere where they won't expect. So right the way through. So we need to secure these 2 landing zones, but we can do it. So that, I know that seems like a counterproductive, and it's like we're sorting out here, but if we're drawing their forces into these zones, by the time we then move our ships in, we've secured this zone, have the ports, then we can move in and just secure these zones, even temporarily, which will allow our forces in near their capital and just take it and then move on Delhi. So that's the plan. To knock the Raj out of the war as quickly as possible. So then the next unit, we're going to get him. Let's get him from this port here. That's that one done. From this port through. Landing on Rangoon to come in behind them. These are set up in position. What I will be doing is, as you can see, they've got the naval going in. We want more naval units going in as soon as we can. Now these units, they're heading down to that side. Actually, I want them to go... Let's get them to go to there and set up an invasion from there into this port here. So that's the thing. Even if we get bounced on some of the assaults, some of them are going to stick, and that's what we want. We want points of contact like this. We're in, we hold it, we push, and we distract their forces. There will be weaknesses in their lines, and even if there are no weaknesses here, it'll be drawing forces from this region, which will allow us to slam in with these forces and slowly roll them back, even though it's much harder to push through the mountains, through Mandalay, rivers, mountains. Very, very tricky. We don't want to have to fight through here. You know, you got some of the worst country in the world. It's awful. You don't want to have to do it, which is why you need the invasions through into the easier to capture zones around here. Otherwise, you will take huge losses, and it sweat. The more you sweat in training, the more blood you'll save in. I know there's an exact amount by certain generals that you'll save in combat, and the lives along the line. Well, it's about preparation, planning, and coming up with a strategy to allow you to save your troops, which is why we only lost one unit for every 10 of the Chinese that we took out. So just use that to your best ability. Now these units, they're going down there ready to go in, and that looks pretty good. So I'm going to move those guys. Let's just get them down to one of these ports. They're going in, so we'll sort that out as it rock and rolls. They're moving down. Let's make sure we've got these guys working through the islands. The issue, like I said, is the sorry, my voice keeps going. Is the how many units we can actually carry. Let's have a look. Sever yep. So China, yeah. Well, there's really no point about that. And we can found our own faction. What do we need to do with that? Lower doctrine research. Okay, minus 7%. Hey, shucks. Oh, we need Imperial Glory. Okay. Which is underway. Okay, that's sorted. I just wanted to double check. These units are available. Let's sort out all those guys. Those new units there. Into foreign suppression. Into foreign suppression. Useful. So let's double check the recruitment side. These guys, get them all into... Let's double check. That's the one, I presume. That's it. Army set with 17 units. So let's get... Bear with me a second. Okay, so reorganizing the supply. We'll get that into... Come on. Oh, they need a front line. Sorry, silly bear. So, for now, I'm going to create a fallback line for these guys. Right the way along the coast. And then we can allocate... That was what you need. So, these guys will allocate to this line. Any units which aren't automatically going in will, as soon as they're ready, go into this line for our main force with our main general, field marshal. So that's it, working our way down. All of those are allocated. These assault units can go into there. That's looking good. That's it. All of those are allocated, and you can see most of these are going in to provide foreign suppression, which really makes the difference when you're moving forward. So they can hold the ports even lightly and suppress. Very useful indeed. That's it. Allocate those there, and then we just wait. So these guys, these guys are getting ready. We're waiting for the new forces to arrive, and the construction. Now, since we took over those zones, the ports, French India and Madura. French India is going up, so we're increasing. We're short of supply, but we're increasing the supplies that are actually incoming. So let's move Let's have a look at the size of that unit. That's a really nice force. So I'm going to use that as the defensive force. Let's move them up to there. Move the cavalry through into the mountains to start to surround these units here. As you can look, got the rubber down here. Huge amount of tungsten, large amount of chromium. So if we can move in, take those and deny them to the enemy. So it's about capturing the ports, which denies them the ability to do things, and at the same time sorting out what's happening in the background, pushing in. Our units will just capture zones as we move in. They're trying to stop us. Yeah, that's that's going to work. So we hold these. We wait for the new units to arrive. These guys are moving up along the border. They can take a bit of attrition on the way in, but the rest we're just going to hold it. You know what the plan is, and say from here. Oh yes, I'm moving huge forces into into the reserves, so we can sort out large wings in the background. So close range support, we can put in 400. So let's go for. Oops. That'll do. Let's get those in to start off. And they're going in, and we'll put him in charge of that large unit. Ground attack. Navy and port attack in. And we're just going for daylight ray. Actually, just go for day and night so that we can hamper them all the time. So from there, straight in. So we're going to need more air cover, because the British are going to put in a lot of fighters. Let's have a look at the air cover situation. This zone, nothing at the moment, but there will be. There definitely will be. So we are going to need a lot of fighters. Let's look for the best fighters we have. Those close air support, updated close air support. There we go, key mark ones. Let's get all of those guys in. All of those and the long range fighters. We'll sort those out as the next section. We won't do kamikaze strikes. Covering that zone. And then we want these guys, let's put it up to 50. Actually, we're going to need support from the islands. Let's just go for 20 or so. And that'll give us a nice setup in that situation. Now, planes from here. We can help out. So let's put in. Oh, we need those fighters to go in our ships. Interwar bombers, and boom. Let's get those guys in. Attacking cities, hampering them at every turn. Just daylight attacks to make it easier. So just getting those guys in. Now play additional fighter support. Let's just go for 100 fighters to assist. There we go. So that's covering both areas, going in, hampering their supplies, causing them problems. From here, airfields, we've got those guys going in. Now we need the long-range planes coming in and assisting. So we've got up to 600 we can use. Longer range planes. Let's get these tactical guys in. Those. Okay. Those guys straight in. Cities, ground-based targets, and in. Then we want close air support. Close air support in. Boom. Which is going to help cover the upper area of India. So it's all about the preparation, setting this up to be able to assist. Plus, let's just put in 100 fighters. You know, oh, just 100 fighters. Yeah, I know, it all adds up. It's the preparation and just ensuring that everything is looking good. Now, at the same time, to assist the defence of these areas, I'm going to move a battle group up, move the carrier group in, and I'm going to split. Oh, they're in a battle at the moment. Okay, well, we'll sort out. They're up here. I'll sort them out as soon as the battle's over. I'm going to move them up to these zones, back into the Bay of Bengal, so they can assist with any invasions and any areas where they're still fighting against us. So that's that underway. So you can see that the preparation, the planning, it helps you, and so we're going to soften them up with the air attacks, have the Navy come in and support as well. That's it, we're holding those zones. I can move him further up. Actually move him up to there. He can go into there. Move him down there. That's great. Move him into the mountains there. So we've opened it all up. That's looking good. So we've got both the forces coming in. Let's check the air power situation so you can see what's happening. They have nothing whatsoever. We've got 92 bombers. We have no targets of opportunity here. Let's have a look. We have 89% coverage. Very, very neat. So covering both sides, allowing us to do what we need to do. This battle, it's not really a battle. Let's double check our fleet situation. Oh, we need to reduce some of those guys. Let's send those into the reserves. Let's reduce that number by 8. That should be about right. Oh, one too many. The close air support are very good against destroyers. And let's go -5. Cool, that's looking good, looking very, very good. So we'll let that rock and roll, and let's check the other zones. Let's see what's happening here. Destroyers like cruisers, and this unit is going up against the British. Very, very neat, causing them significant problems and ensuring that we're controlling this zone. And actually, let's look at the numbers, and let's get some more fighters into here, covering the sea area. Let's just get an additional 30 in to cover the sea, the Bengal side of things, and also let's get another 30 in to cover the Indian Ocean. Just them. There we go. So increasing the coverage that we have. Okay, they haven't got the range, so we'll just get them going in to the Bay of Bengal as well. That's fine. That works for me. So keep that rocking and rolling. Ensure that you're maintaining the control of the zones you want. Let's have a look at the naval power that we have. That's looking good. We need guys up here to control this zone. Otherwise, we can't do this landing. And we need this area covered as well. So, well, I'll need to reorganise some ships and the Celeb Sea to make sure we get our supply. The supplies aren't a problem at the moment while we're not at war with America. But we need this area covered and this area covered to allow us to operate. So let's have a look. Let's split this into two. Use this second force to let's get search and destroy tightly packed, and we'll get them operating out of. Let's have a look. Out of the Solomon Islands. Oh, he needs to repair. Yep. And then we get search and destroy. One. Let's just look after these zones. That's it. Look after those areas, actually. Reorganize. 1, 2, 3, and cover the Timor Sea in one swell foop. We do need a new commander, but every commander you have, every admiral, costs you additional resources. So it's not something you want to do lightly. That's it, another battle. Our subs go... Oh, 17 units. Ouch. Oh, goodness. Okay. Like I said, these subs need assistance, and let's find this sub-force. Java subgroup. Let's send them into there, and we need from this unit, let's split off a heavy cruiser and 2 light cruisers. 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 1, 2, boom, 3, that's fine, that works okay. As we're going to be hitting things, and send them through to here as well. Add them to the subs so we can protect the submarines and ensure things are going alright. Let's have a look at the production side. This is all coming on neatly, building up. Let's have a look at the naval side, see what we're producing and where they're going. They're going to the Solomon subs. Yeah, will be kicking in. These fast destroyers, let's get them into the sub fleet. Solomon subs, and we need aluminium, so aluminium, clicking down, boom, in German Reich. Now there's Manchukuo, yes, our old friend. Boom, that's sorted. You know, you just do these things, do what you need to keep it rocking and rolling, and then back to the guys moving into position. Here, more troops will be incoming. And let's reorganize, let's pause, reorganize, grab those, and that's got no divisions. Let's get that sorted, and we will reorganize those units with the front line and spread 2 forces right the way along. It shows it's yellow, but as more units arrive, they will move into the key points to secure it. I don't want to push out too far at this stage. That's it. Great. Just what we need. And just slowly take it to them. Cause them problems. There we go. More factories. Brilliant. So what do we need? Well, we're going to need... Let's work our way up. What is the worst situation? Frontline troops. Yes, it would be nice to have... let's bump that up. So improved artillery. These fighter planes, the Mark 1s... Those are sort of outdated, so we want improved Mark 2s, but see if there's anything else we need more vitally. Infantry equipment, definitely. That's the basic equipment, so we need more of the standard equipment. We've got loads of these old guns. We need more new guns. These 18,000 are just as a backup. Because when we get into a serious war situation, we're going to chew through these numbers like nobody's business. So let's set up a whole new... That's it. Let's bump that up to the top. And we'll sort out the other infantry equipment, bump that up, and that up, and then we'll shift this down. I always try and have the least advanced weapons at the bottom, and have a sort of a tiering system. And I'm going to bump up the do it the right way. So send up first the towed artillery. Let's click this just so we've just got the towed artillery and the normal equipment, so we can see how things are going, and then bump that up to the top so we can see the more advanced unit at the top. The same with these guns, and this is what I like to try and do, so then you can see how it all is, and then you can decide to prioritize as you're working your way through. That's it. That's all the production sorted. More units. Always extend those guys in. Boom. Just keep them going in. Every time you see that working, there we go. More units arriving. Let's check the situation. We will need more ports, so let's bump up the port construction. Come on, there we go. And let's right down to the bottom. That port needs sorting out. Naval base. Let's get that up to the top, as that needs repairing. Southern Madras. Let's double check where is the Madras port. There we go. That's that underway. Fabulous. Yep, that's already doing very neatly. So we can start pushing the troops out. So spreading our zone of control, moving the units out, and preparing for the next attacks. I mean, if it works really well, we just want to secure these zones, get the troops in place, take it to them, and send them cross country, sending him down to capture the airfield, him across to capture that zone with him pushing down through the mountains. Those guys are going to move into the front. That's looking really good, and even without having, let's push him up to the border. Him along to the next section, him up to there, him through there, secure the up to the river. Let's push him up to that side of the mountain. Let's make sure we got these guys right. That's it. That will work very neatly. Let's move him through to there, and these cavalry units, half of them going down to there. So that will sort that out. Those guys are moving in. The front line is picking up very neatly. Oh, come on. Let's get him into there. So we have enough troops. We've got more troops incoming. We clear this zone, and let's actually get those guys up to this line here, up to this side to defend this zone. That's it. Then when we clear this all off, these guys are going to sort of white peace. That's fantastic. Move him to there, get him through to there, into there. That will sort that out. Those guys up to there for now. Them into there, and him into there. That'll completely close this off, and then move all of those units up to this front line. Moving him up to there. That's sorting that out. Brilliant news. These guys are all going to move up to the front. And that's it. So we've sealed off the complete bottom of the whole toe of India. Get these guys in place, hold the zones first, and then start pushing in. I know I said about the invasions, but, well, you can see, even with a small force like this, you may not need it. Oh, pause. Okay, factories. As we capture factories on the way, we need more equipment, better quality. That's that sorted. Manpower. Always get the manpower in. Straight in, 99. So we're on our way to that 100 we wanted. No, we're fine. Thank you for asking. These islands. You. In. Let's have a look. Bismarck Sea. We need more units. So, more control. Okay, yeah, we need more units into this section. So let's split off some of these units. Java carrier group. Split off. Let's double check what we've got. Let's get one destroyer and a battleship. Boom. That's fine. So we'll and then move them in. Just patrolling. Bismarck's. That'll assist that assault. Cool. Little things like that. Just keep it rocking and rolling. That's it. As we push in, let's get him taking that. Him moving up to Hyderabad. Take advantage where you can. One view into there. Close that up. These forces are moving in. We're getting the supplies. Imperial Glory. Brilliant. Oh, yes. We'll get them underway. Very, very neat pieces of kit. It's not a losing situation. I like using them. It helps secure regions. You get those in, you put them in the airfields up the front, and you can completely lock down that region. So you don't need to use so much forward naval force, but you're able to then just bounce the enemy. So Imperial Glory. Now we wanted to work down to found our faction. Boom. That's really, really neat. These guys are moving in, so we'll just use this, keep it rocking and rolling. They're going in doing their thing. And let's reorganize these Raj forces. Only 3 divisions. Yeah. And for now, let's move them into this force, into that zone, and start planning. Let's select all. Allocate. In fact, well, we'll allocate that, but I'm going to send him through. One cavalry up. Let's push them up. Pushing him this side. Oh, come on. No, you. Through the other way. We take Hyderabad. You can go through and up there, and we'll encircle these troops. So we'll form 2 pockets. Encircle their troops with the rest of our troops going in, controlling the zones. What we do, we just hold the zones, get the plans in place. They've joined the Allies. Okay, it's all going to go very hot in the other areas, and we need to sort that out. Okay, pause. Yes, we need those planes underway. We can't upgrade them, so we'll just get the new. Let's bump into 3 of those. Pause. Okay, let's look at the rest of the equipment we're doing. Yeah, they've joined. That's all kicking in. These fighters, we are going to need a lot of fighters and a lot of naval fighters to go into our units. So let's highlight the fighters side, working our way up. Boom, that will give us the fighters we need on board our carriers. Okay, that's sorted. They're moving in. We'll go head round those units, and we can add in 3 more units. Those guys, let's just send them in. Ooh. Sending them into there. Let's just push him back. Yeah. Just you. Just you. Come on, just you. That's it. Into there. Him to help pin them in place. Yeah. Them into there. That's securing the front. Those guys are moving in. Now we need to look at the situation. One, I'm going to check what we're facing on this front to see when it's right to... They're very thin. We've got the planning in place. We'll activate that when we want to. They're attacking us. Sorry. What? Okay. Really? Just really? What? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that's tickled me. Okay, what's happening down here? British, great. We've got our units going in. And we need a senior member going in. Let's get him. Oops. Let's put him in charge. Let's reassign him. Yep, that works for me. Any other naval... Now, this is where you need to start slowing it down because it's going to get a bit pear-shaped. So, slow it down so you can manage everything that's happening. Our battleships going in, yeah, they think they're going to have a field day with our... this is why you send battleships and that sort of thing, because you sort of know that the Americans are going to hit, and you need, even if it's just 1 or 2 battleships down in the area, while you're tidying things up. So we don't need so much down in this zone, we need enough. Now here, let's have a look. Great, they're trying... and that's a... well, they're just trying to land. We don't really want them to. Now these units, let's add those together. So subs with destroyers, light cruisers, and we'll get them just convoy raiding Bay of Bengal, East Indian Ocean, and the Straits of Malacca. That will seriously... I was going to move them up to help with the invasions, but I don't think we really need it. Let's have a look. Non-aggression? No, that's fine. Non-aggression? No. Didn't you get it the first 20 times I said it? Okay, these areas now. Oh dear, so we need some serious assistance up here. Okay, we'll select them. That will be sorted, but we need assistance here. And I'm going to assist to covering... They will be trying to attack us in these other regions as well, so I'm going to get them covering the Mariana region as well. And we need to now start covering the Philippines. Never forget the Philippines. Taiwan Destroyer Group. That's really, really need... They need to sort something out. I'm going to send those guys into the port here. They must be in a battle. So yeah, as soon as that battle is over, we'll get them, pull them out, get them into, we'll get some cruisers and a battleship maybe. So we can send them to assist against the Americans because it's going to go pear-shaped. So that's looking good. He's fighting his way through. They're on their way in. And let's actually send him in through to there. We can push him to secure that zone. That's looking good. You move in. Him. We'll hold that area. They've joined the Allies. Yeah, we'd expected that. Now, this force here. Let's shift those units straight up into there to assist. Fighters. Let's get these units. 40 fighters. Bay of Bengal. No, but just up to there. And covering this zone to give us more advantages. Little things like that. To just aid the situation. Give us what we need. Cover the zones. And also, so 600. We can then, so we want interwar bombers. We don't want to destroy the infrastructure. We just want to take on their units. So that will help us in that situation. We're going to break through to these units very soon. Those units are pulling up. Improved conversion. Fantastic. And then we go for the advanced machine. Let's have a look at what we can produce. Now, we need to have mountain troops. Let's have a look at these. That's all looking quite good. But we need mountain troops. Imperative. Boom. Get that sorted. Coming up to an hour. So this is really looking good. And we can start. Let's look at the supply situation. That is looking good. So we're improving these ports. 7 of 6. Yep, that is looking very good. So we can support even more units. Now we'll join. So we need a new commander. These guys, let's just move them straight. Let's change the plan. Leave the attack in place. But we'll get those guys into here. Covering that zone. And with a commander, let's go for let's have a look at that general. Yeah, let's get him in charge. And with the planning, just do something like that as an idea. And let's just start moving those units in. Select all and then just allocate them straight into that section. So as soon as they arrive, hit the ground running. Boom, we'll be starting to push up, encircling their troops and taking it to them. Now we need to ensure that we're able to get these guys through. We don't have complete control at the moment. We've lost a destroyer, battleship going in. Ooh, 2 destroyers gone down. We need more units. I hadn't allocated enough. Java carrier group. They need to repair. And let's send in. Let's split it in 2. Pause. Split it in 2. And we'll just get him in to assist. Search and destroy. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's it. You go in straight through, help up there, and prepare for the Americans. Oh, we need to deal with something down here. These guys. Okay, I've just noticed the time. It's an hour. So thank you so much, guys. See you on the next exciting episode of Heart of Iron 4 with Japan. See ya.